What's going on, Chill Army? DeAndreX7 here, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Anime Episode Reviews. Today we're going to be going over Pokemon Journeys Episode 78, The Targeted Cerise Institute. Now, the only real major event in this episode is Goh's Drizzile evolving into Inteleon and learning Snipe Shot. So, since that's the only major event that happened in this episode, it's best I already just go on with the review and talk about what I liked and didn't like about this episode. Episode 78 promised us a vital development, as the first proper focus episode starring Drizzile since his evolution, in what amounts to Goh and Drizzile acting on a case together to uncover the reality about someone stealing the result of Ash and Goh's work as research fellows. On the whole, I find it a fine episode, but as a progression from the prior episode, it does hit some hindrances worth noting. The ending revealing that Yabushi only stole the research data as a fanboy of Cerise was an amusing close with some bonus thematic relevance between the said goal and Goh's Inteleon managing to impress Yabushi's Kecleon the same way Inteleon impressed him. And I also enjoyed the way the episode ultimately closed with Inteleon rejoining Goh's side after seemingly leaving again, making clear that he's going to be there for him. It's ultimately an episode that does a pleasant job bringing everything to a close. That is not, however, to say the episode is flawless, and unfortunately, some of the problems come from problems inherent in Journeys. Most notably, Ash doesn't really do much during this episode even once we reach the climax, and while him supporting Goh is good, I also found his scene of him physically trying to find data to be an annoying exaggeration of his dumber side. Given for how book dumb he can be from time to time, Ash should bear in mind by now of how data isn't physical, and while this is mostly an aside problem, it's noticeable in situations like these. Beyond those issues, one of the most important, obvious problems of this episode, unfortunately, lies within the option to not only treat this as Drizzile's follow-up focus episode, but also the one that ends up in him evolving into Inteleon. Specifically, I already highlighted back within the Drizzile episode how it would have been a shame if the lesson that some people need space to deal with big changes and it's okay to permit that from Drizzile's episode was changed into an excuse to not spotlight Drizzile that much before the inevitable Inteleon evolution. And while the Morpeko episode did mitigate the problem by showing that Goh still looked after Drizzile, it still feels jarringly fast to maneuver already into rewarding Goh's Pokemon like this. More so because Goh and Drizzile do not get to spend many scenes together, whether or not they clearly are shown caring for each other even before the massive moment. There's nothing inherently bad in said structure, and Journeys has avoided it occasionally, but it does make the story pass over some useful in-between steps that would make its concepts and stories ring stronger, and the little touches of the bond showcase between Goh and Drizzile during this episode is an example of that, being fundamentally explored only during this episode and moving quickly from the concept of Goh giving Drizzile his space. It doesn't ruin the arc, but it does make it feel rougher than it should, with this episode moving on from the strong moral of the prior Drizzile episode to work on earning the evolution quickly. While time will tell if this holds, it does sour a small amount in episode that by itself doesn't really do plenty of wrongs. That said, the episode was still a pleasant time, and also the plot holds up for the most part, and as such, while as an arc, it presents notable problems with rushed development, as an episode is okay enough to transition from Drizzile to Inteleon, and a serviceable closure for the Galar Starters plotline. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And that will conclude this week's episode of Pokemon Anime Episode Reviews. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to smack that like button, as it really helps this video out with the algorithm. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you guys subscribe and click that bell icon. It's 100% free. And be sure to check out all of my other content on this channel. But until then, I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Only good, Chill Army.